Truck TV here. Today I'm going to be going over some of the tools that you would need if you want to become a mechanic. So stay tuned. Let's get into it. Alright guys, one of the first things you guys are going to want to get is a good socket set. You want a socket set that doesn't skip sizes and stuff. This one here is a small socket set. If you want to be a mechanic, this probably isn't the best set you can get. This is just the one I have in the shop for like my small projects I do. I explained that in yesterday's video. But like I said, you want a good socket set with a variety of ratchets. Like this is 3/8 drive, this is 1/2 inch drive, and you have your 1/4 inch drive, which I actually don't have a 1/4 inch ratchet. But the cool thing with this set is it has an adapter that goes over your 3/8 ratchet, and then it converts it into a 1/4 inch. This one here is a little bit more of a specialty socket. It's a pass-through socket, which you probably don't need if you're just starting out. I've had this one. I don't think I've ever even really used it. It's passed through. It just clips right in like that, and you can pass through all the way through it. If you had a nut on the lawn stud, you can pass the stud right through it and get to that nut. And it comes in handy, but as a beginner, you're probably not going to need to use it that often. And to finish up the set, you want to get yourself a breaker bar. Probably going to use those quite a bit, because if you're new as a mechanic, you're probably going to be like changing tires and stuff. So you're going to want a breaker bar, so you have all that extra leverage, and it'll help out a lot. Speaking of changing tires and stuff, you want a tire pressure gauge. You can check the pressure after you're done filling up the tire. Alright guys, sorry for the wind, but the way you use your tire pressure gauge is you find the valve. I believe this tire is supposed to be at 45 PSI. Make sure you're looking at PSI, because if you're not, then you can overfill it or underfill it. Just hold it on there for a second, like that. Check the reading, and as you can see right there, it's at 45. If it was too high, you just let a little air out. If it's too low, you can fill it up a little bit. Make sure you don't forget to put your valve cap back on. Just make sure you tighten that on, and you're all set to go. Next thing you're going to want is screwdrivers. You're going to probably use these a lot too. This is a cheap set. I think I actually picked these up at Dollar Tree, so they're not expensive. They're not the best quality. They probably won't last the longest, but for the money worth, it's pretty good. So yeah, and you can even add a set like this into your screwdriver kit. So you have all these different tips with this screwdriver. Next thing you're going to want is wrenches. They come in handy just like sockets. You're going to want a decent wrench set. You don't have to go and buy real expensive tools or expensive wrenches. Just get some that don't skip your sizes and stuff, and make sure they're quality so they don't break your first day on the job. But like I said, you're going to want wrenches. Next thing you're going to want to get is a good plier set. These ones here are really cheap. I picked them up for real cheap at Walmart, and they're actually pretty good. I have no complaints with them. So this is something else you're going to want to get. Next thing you're going to want to get is a decent sized hammer, because if you need to pound something, you're going to need it. Here's some more tools you can get that you don't need right away, but once you get more advanced, you can get them, which is a spark plug gapper. So you can, if you're doing spark plugs and you need to gap them, and a pair of wire strippers. That way there, if you're doing something electrical, you can strip your wires. The way you use a spark plug gapper is you figure out what the gap of your spark plug is supposed to be, and then you run the spark plug on the tool until it stops, and if it's correct, then you leave it. If it's too much, then you can close the gap a little bit, and if it's not enough, you can open it more. Alright guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.